pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
Motion to adopt.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Secretary's report.
Everything's going in fun and all good.
Okay, got a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
No second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Treasurer's report.
Treasurer's report for April, started with a balance of $2,699,288.48, 22 credits to the account, totaling amount $73,035.49, 43 debits to the account, the amount of $489,166.41, leaving an ending balance of $2,283,157.56.
A motion to approve.
Motion approved subject to audit.
Have a second.
Second.
On favor?
Aye.
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 There was a cabin chassis purchase in there this month, just so we're all on the same page.
At least a good down payment anyway.
And, motion to approve the bills. 359, 054, 57.
Motion to approve.
All there?
Aye.
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 Okay, chief and fire marshal's reports.
Chief's report, May 26, 2026. Fleet status. The wire transfer is complete on the new engine 42 for the cabin chassis. Has been ordered with our paint code to match Squad 12 and Truck 12. We had a pre-build meeting with US Fire on Wednesday, May 20th to finalize everything before construction begin. And when I say they go through line by line, that is not an exaggeration. It was, what, 3.5 hours in the room? Yeah. So we finalized everything and they'll notify us when construction begins. And then we'll get pictures and videos and stuff all throughout. So they'll be sending us the final build sheet and a rendering, which I will share with the board when it arrives. 1244 was taken to Johnsman America. The valve leaks were repaired and the pump packing was replaced. Captain Moreland replaced the exhaust brake and the unit is now finally back in service.
Great.
Truck 12's head gasket was leaking, which was the cause of the leak we reported last month. So repairs have been made to that as well. Engine 42 blew a coolant line while reporting to headquarters for training. Thankfully, they made it to headquarters. But repairs were made when Rush came out. He just did truck 12 and engine 42 at the same time. While installing the Haas devices, it was found that 1202 was never upfitted with the correct wiring to carry the load we require. And Captain Moreland and I will be rewiring that entire truck. This is a reminder of why we don't use Wireless USA anymore, and we continue to find problems with their substandard work. The Haas device pulls very, very little power, and just plugging that into the electrical system shut down the entire electrical system. So they have absolutely maxed out because I didn't use the right gauge wire to bring it back to the cab. So we'll just move on. Fleet status, Marine 29, Captain Moreland and his crew found several issues with the pump and intake line. Repairs were made. They then painted the hull before putting it back in service. So as you can see, they redid the whole bottom side. It looks pretty good. The pump battery on Marine 39 went bad and was replaced. During an alarm, one engine shut down and was dumping fuel. Captain Moreland found a bad filter and that was repaired as well. And then Chief Weebeard found a intake line leak and we got that fixed as well. Brush 16, Captain Moreland found several leaks and corrosion issues on Brush 16 skid unit. After making repairs and testing the unit, it was found that the actual casting itself was cracked. And this is the used skid unit. The pump and the water tank and everything is what we bought from Osage Beach a couple of years ago. and the casting cracked. So Gravaway had a spare pump comparable to Brush 16s. They agreed to sell it to us for $500. Once we got it though, I don't know that it will work. So the good news is I can return it, but we haven't paid for it yet. But a new pump's gonna be $5,000 to $7,000. It's our reserve unit, so I really don't want to spend that much. So if we can make $500 one. The Haas devices were all installed on all the trucks. The units still need to be a Star or O2 because we got to rewire it. 06, Captain Moreland tried doing that one by himself and didn't know where the brain to the emergency lighting was. So we'll get that taken care of. And then Brush 46 came with all factory wiring. He's just trying to figure out what auxiliary wire he has to tap into to make it work. So these three are the only three that don't have the Haas devices as of yet. Once we install them, we had them in service for a little over a week, and we get reports monthly on these things. So in a week, we had 17 alarms for the month of April, and the devices were activated. 397 drivers were alerted to an approaching emergency vehicle or that they were approaching a scene. And Safety Cloud documented 6.3 reduction in civilian speeds once they got the notifications. That was in a week. So that's pretty awesome. They're wired to activate whenever the emergency lights are turned on. So non-emergency responses are not reported. So pretty cool technology. Station 1, the LED sign was installed on Wednesday. The shop did not coordinate with the electrician. So now I'm waiting for Sons of Thunder to come out and finish wiring it up. Emily and I have already been putting together the first slideshow, so as soon as we get the wire to it, we will have that thing working. Station 2, the new lubricants went for the engine bay were installed and are working well. The system's designed to exchange exhaust air rather than capture it like the other stations. These were necessary because no fresh air intake was installed, and when the exhaust fan was running, either a bay door had to be open or it would suck the insulation off the walls. So now this works in conjunction with the big exhaust fan we have inside. So when that kicks on, the opposite side of the room opens up in the louvers and it just exchanges the air. Staffing, Chief Odenwald sustained a soldier injury off duty. I will discuss this situation in closed session. Chief Weber and I will cover Chief Odenwald's portion of the duty chief rotation until he is cleared to return. And we're just going to split the week in half. So we'll be covered. That doctors told him he probably wouldn't be out very long, but I'll believe it when I see it. Holiday weekends, predictions are that this year that the 250th Independence Day weekend will be a massive influx of people to the lake. To ensure adequate staffing, I've offered driver and officer overtime from July 3rd to July 5th to staff Station 1. We're going to try this out and see how it works out. Because on our super busy holiday weekends, it would be really nice to have an additional truck on duty. So we're going to do it with part-timers and overtime if we can. So this will be offered as voluntary overtime, and this is a trial run. So if it shows benefit, I'd like to do it for the 3 major holiday weekends and a couple of days during bike week. So we'll see how it works out. Staffing, the open active company officer position has been posted, and the process will take place on June 9th. And the part-time positions have been posted, and the hiring process will take place on June 16th. Dispatch and communications, working with dispatch staff, we identified a couple of training issues, but also it was discovered that they had been struck by lightning, and they had an entire console that was malfunctioning, and they had no idea. So they were dispatching us on a broken unit. They made repairs. They're working on corrective measures, and the administrator suffered a medical emergency and will be out for a while. And I will talk about that in close as well. Census, I have completed the latest census mandated surveys, the pre-survey for healthcare and benefits. That was a really long one. And then when you finish it, it says, thank you for taking the pre-survey. The full survey will be emailed to you in June. And I was like, man. So, and then I did the pay and payroll one for 2026.
be a good opportunity for Kenny to learn.
Yeah, right? I agree. Kitty can do the surveys.
Need a fire marshal for Thursday.
The FEMA reimbursement, we have received notice that our reimbursement appeal was accepted. This does not mean the money is coming in. It means we have been cleared to have our reimbursement reviewed for final approval. This will be from the firestorm in 2025 when tanker 1224 was damaged. FEMA originally stated we had to submit through Camden County EMA and then denied all of our claims. This is the one that if it's approved, that's $15,000 in reimbursement from FEMA. So, Missouri DFS Mutual Aid. I also completed the 2026 Division of Fire Safety's Mutual Aid Survey. This survey compiles a list of all fire station locations, available equipment and apparatus, as well as levels of training for potential responses to large scale incidents. And they use that from across the state. So everybody's got to fill that out. The 2025 audit, I'm scheduled to meet with Greg on Friday to deliver the audit paperwork, and we should have it completed in June or early July. World Cup preparation. For those of you who don't know, a portion of the FIFA World Cup soccer tournament will be here, will be played in Kansas City. It was my understanding that the teams will practice in cities like St. Louis and Columbia because Kansas City doesn't have enough practice fields. But the lake area is spilling over for the event, and I will start attending the planning meetings for the tournament. So there's a little more information, but it's proprietary, and I got to talk about it closer. So special operations, the dive team, the joint press release was sent out last week for the WED initiative. We have several members that received their dive certifications and have joined the team. As part of the regional team, our members are now responding to dive team calls while on duty in support of that team. And we have received a lot of praise from Mid-County for our staff and their help so far. The first two calls we went to, our guys made the grabs. So training, we're finishing up live fire mutual aid training this quarter. Chief Odenwald has been teaching Fire Instructor 2 for the last 2 weeks. This month, we also have a class from the ATF for local businesses and a survival class at Gravois and a certified NFPA 1403 live fire instructor class, which Rob is doing as of right now. We also had 1299 training for Emily, and we'll be completing that for all the crews in the coming weeks as well. Last Thursday, we partnered with Lake West Ambulance, who brought us the University of Missouri Sims truck. The truck is basically a rolling hospital room with animated dolls to aid in making the scenarios realistic. So they came out and they did that. And while everybody is waiting to get in there, Lake West did the whole training. They had scenarios set up out in the parking lot too, so everybody could just kind of rotate around and get some CEUs. Good and welfare, as previously stated, Mid-County extended their thanks for our enhanced mutual aid dive team. We also received $23,000 from the estate of Marion Snare, who was a former volunteer. These funds are to be used for training as listed in his last will and testament, and Emily will be creating a budget line to track those funds. We had a resident donate a lawnmower. He gave us he gave the captain documentation, so it's not stolen. And he said he didn't need it anymore, which worked out good because we needed a lawnmower for Station 4, and I was about to go buy one. So that was pretty awesome. We were featured on KY3 twice on the news over the weekend. The first story was concerning the WED initiative. The second story was discussing safety, both on and off the water the holiday weekend. On Saturday, I attended the annual HOA meeting at Station 3. And Monday, we hoisted the flag with Gravois for the annual Memorial Day celebration ceremony, I won't say celebration, at the American Legion Post. So it's been kind of a busy week. 117 calls for the month of April, 493 alarms to date. We've had in April, we had 57 medicals, 19 fires, 11 non-emergency calls, 22 public service, 5 hazmat, 3 rescues for a total of 117. And year to date, we've had 233 medicals, 89 fires, 91 public service calls, 42 non-emergency calls, 16 hazmats, 4 rescues, and 3 law enforcement assists for a total of 493 calls. And that's the chief's report.
Entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Okay.
Motion to approve fire marshal's report.
Chief's report. We haven't done fire
Report,
marshal's
sorry.
report yet.
I'm thinking there.
I second
Chief's
it.
report.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fire marshal's report.
Okay.
Fire marshal's report for the month of April, inspections, we had 8 rough ends, 17 finals, 8 site inspections, 3 fire blocking, 3 U for ground or bonding inspections, and 71 dock inspections for a total of 110 inspections for the month.
Good job.
Um, permits issued, docks, we had 32 new ones, 17 new building permits, 1 renewal. Total revenue for the month is $8,665. Permits year to date, we have 197 docks, buildings of 85, renewals of 1, and a total of 291. I'm sorry, that's back up that. Permits issued, oh, that's first. Go ahead, next one then. I read something wrong there. Year to date, we should have some fireworks in that.
You don't have any in there. I got your thing right here. Oh, no, I did miss it. 3. We had 3.
Yeah, 3 fire, I thought so. Anyhow, we had 3 fireworks permits. So a total of 294.
There's no mistakes. There's no mistakes.
Still wrong, that's our next page. Year to date, revenue, docks is $15,720. Buildings, $50,415.14, renewals of $150. Fireworks, I think is
200.
200.
But
Total
then,
revenues, $66,685.14.
I don't know how I missed that. I apologize.
Total.
The total's correct.
Okay,
6645. Like I
okay, so
I just-
total of 66.
just don't like fireworks, apparently.
That's the end of mine. I don't have anything new to report on bills. Got a lot in the works, but nothing set in stone yet, so.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve fire marshal's
Have
report.
a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, unfinished business, sales tax initiative. Basically, we just need to move forward with it, need to approve it so that he can get on with any kind of promotion of it and that sort of
If
discussion.
that's the way you guys.
I had a lot of negative feedback from a lot of people.
I'm getting a lot of positive.
You got some positive, good.
a lot of positive.
All the retailers except for Troy, you kind of were mixed bag, but I had. Like Bonnie Rasmussen and several of the others said, we're trying to bring more business into Sunrise Beach and by adding that. The city has put their hat in that point. Now we're gonna look at it one. I personally like the idea. I'm just communicating to the board what I'm being told is, this could discourage business from building in Sunrise Beach. When we're trying to build more retail business, it could be a reason not to come. So, just putting that out there. I'm a vote yes already on it, but I just want you to know some business members in the community are saying. So just point taken is all I'm putting out there for everybody.
And I did have a discussion with one gentleman that he brought up the fact the police just got theirs and didn't realize we were not connected.
Right, a lot of people don't.
But like I told him, I said, unfortunately, Sunrise Beach is a small part of our district. We cover 64 square miles. I'm like, I told him, I totally understand where you're coming from.
I did too.
but Unfortunately, I can't pick and choose.
Well,
where
that's what I kind of
goes,
told, same thing to them, but I just wanted to put out what, when I put it on my Facebook to the people I know. A lot of people, yes, no problem at all. They feel that, yeah, we can decrease property taxes, hopefully in the long run for the community. That's a win, especially for our seniors. And, but and for everybody, for home ownership. But there was some concern out there by the local business people that, would this encourage or could it just encourage people to maybe go. Mid-county or Lake Ozark or, wherever. I said, well, Lake Ozark's already done it.
Right.
I mean, they're like,
Yeah, no
well,
such beast.
I mean, yeah, go to Hy-Vee, you look at the Hy-Vee register tape, it shows all the taxes on it, everyone's got a piece on it, so, I mean, it's just unfortunately, maybe, it's just everyone's gonna go to this, especially like we talked about with the state possibly doing away with personal property tax. The revenue's gotta come from somewhere.
What
So,
would be our rate if this is approved?
1%.
it'll be,
No, I know us.
well, I think we're
How
at
much would be the
875
total?
right now, is that right, I think?
It's how much?
I think it's an 875 with the city's new tax. That's only in the
That's
city.
just in the village.
That's just in the village though, yes.
Yeah.
Where it's not everyone, but I mean, the majority of our retail is in the village, so,
Right.
I mean, we don't really have a lot of. Outside of the village, there's not a whole lot of retail, I don't think, from what I,
Our big retail outside of the village is gonna be the marinas and the bars.
right, yes. So, yeah, that would be. One, but also then there's the additional sales tax, on large purchase items. You buy a car, you're paying more on it.
Right.
You're buying a boat, whatever you're buying and you have to go down and you have to title it. You're going to be paying an additional 1% on it. So there is something there for the individual that you can't, you can shop outside of the district. But that tax is going to be on you no matter what if you buy something. So that was, out there too. I mean, I think that this is the way it's going. I think that's the way the state of Missouri is looking to go. So I think the majority of people in the state of Missouri want that to happen. So, but I just wanted to put out there there's always going to be people
Sure.
with the question. So I just want to acknowledge that we talked about that. So that we didn't just, thumb through it and vote. So we did think about that. I think every member thought about it. So, and it'll still be up to the people anyway. I mean, we're just putting it on the ballot. This is not something that we're making a decision on. We're just making a decision to put it on the ballot to see if the voters will approve it or not.
Well, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of a mandatory versus voluntary.
Absolutely.
Mandatory is if you live here and you've got to pay property tax, it's mandatory. You don't get to say, well, you know what, I'm not gonna pay all my tax. But if it's voluntary, you don't have to go to CG's or you don't have to go to Woods and buy a soda with the additional 1 cent or additional 2 cents on that, whatever it may be. Yeah, so
You're
that was kind of the approach that the people I've talked to that live here, they were in favor of it. So I guess it's just who you talk to.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, it was.
But I don't see people leaving Woods to go, what do you mean, sales tax is this, to go to Osage Beach?
Right.
I mean, they're gonna pay 10 cents in gas to get over there.
Yeah.
So, but
It'll be ultimately up to their decision anyway on November's ballot. So it'll be the will of the people one way or the other. So
that's why it's recorded. Everybody can see this if they
That's right.
want.
Entertain a motion to, put it on the ballot.
Motion to put it on the ballot?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Will we as a board talk about the wording of how it's gonna be worded on the ballot and kind of discuss that as a group?
You guys have to approve the ballot language.
Okay.
I gotta write it, but I always,
Absolutely.
whenever I do any type of ballot language, unless it's the board member stuff, because I've already gone through the state. Any tax stuff, I always call the state auditor or the Secretary of State, thank you, and get their go ahead. Because my old fire district, the board approved the wording and the chief went and changed the wording because he thought it sounded better this way. And because of that wording, the Secretary of State came back and said, you don't get that for a year and it's only good for a year once you get it. So because he changed the wording, we had to go back out and re-ask for the same tax increase that just got approved because of how it was worded. So when I do any type of thing with the tax rate, I go to Secretary of State and have them read it to verify it's okay. Before I bring it to you.
I believe that's a good example we can put out there with Lake Ozark's numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, not that we have that much retail, but that, these are things that as our area grows with business, people can actually see their taxes go down.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, and it's not obviously it doesn't affect the school tax, it's just the fire portion, but still, it's still a decrease. And we're gonna see the big decrease since the the bonds being paid off as
Right.
well. So people need to know that maybe next year when you look at it, year after, when you get your tax bill, hey, there's some future coming that we're trying to get things to go down for everybody, so. I think
You
it's
have
a
an
positive.
example with Osage Beach too.
Do what?
You have an example you can look at with Osage Beach.
For their wording? Yeah, I can get it from Paul. Yeah.
Well, not only that, but what the end results were.
Oh, yeah, I can
So,
get it.
so did Osage Beach already approve that?
Yeah,
So
Lake Ozark did theirs.
they did. Osage Beach was the first one to get
Oh,
it.
they were the first.
They did a half cent.
Okay,
And now, obviously, we're not gonna have their numbers, but,
Right.
a lot of this I did talked to Paul, because Paul was the first one in the area to do it. And then Lake Ozark went to Paul and got all their information, just like I did. But Osage Beach went from a $3.9 million budget to a $6.2 million budget. And went from a 79-cent tax rate to a 48-cent tax rate by going to sales tax. So they massively reduced their property tax and substantially increased their revenue.
Yeah.
So,
okay, we'll move on to new business.
did you have another question? You look like you got a question.
No, we'll talk.
Okay.
Okay, new business, 5-year plan. Any discussion?
Well, I think I answered Denise's questions in the beginning.
Yeah, we were, looking at maybe kind of a quarterly progress report type, document that we can, it can be available to the board members, and it can be something that he talks about on his reports.
We can basically see a status as it goes on.
Status completed, in progress, type thing, kind of.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
it could be as simple as far as getting the language right. It could be as simple as without board approval, you're not going to add or subtract items from the 5-year plan. But the chief is allowed to update the plan by showing progress.
I'll entertain a motion. I don't know how they want to word this.
Chief can update, but cannot change.
Okay, but we all.
Provide update.
It would also include that there is a quarterly report, status report to the board.
does that be quarterly, could be 6 months,
Well, I don't care which.
you went quarterly? Okay,
It might look the same. to
if everybody-
That's fine.
I think you just need to make sure you're saying that you've decided to provide the 5-year plan to have a rolling aspect to it, in which every quarter it is reviewed and amended.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Reviewed and amended.
so maybe we can come up with the wording and then pass it to the next one when we get a final wording done. That's
You mean the
sufficient.
new 5-year plan?
Yeah, well, just the wording of how we wanna put
Oh,
that in there.
Do you think that
Reviewed and
sounds
amended,
okay?
Yeah, review and amended, okay.
I think that covers it.
Okay,
I'll get with you then. So we get
there's a motion then. Do I have a second?
I'll give it a second.
Yeah, no, I know.
Aye.
Okay, do I have, any public comment? If not, I'll entertain a motion to go to, closed session per RSMO 610-021.
Motion to close session.
Would be a roll call vote.
Aye.
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 Entertain a motion to reopen the regular session.
Motion to reopen.
Have a second.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
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 Okay, no actions taken in closed session. Is there anything else? If not, meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.